Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach, and you're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. Coming up next, we've got what should be a good one between the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Arrowhead Stadium. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Now they try the right side here. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. No gain on the play there. Second down. Here's Foles. And a big loss here as he's taken down. D. Ford. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Now Foles. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Well, you got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Justin Houston in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit him with a screen soon.
He's got his tight end, Jake Butt. He'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that and have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
I know at retirement ceremonies, a rocking chair is often one of the major gifts, but don't give this guy one just yet. He may be plus 30, but my goodness, how about that effort?
Yeah, he's not that old. Hey, I'm on the wrong side of 32.
You okay? You feeling all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay.
I just need some chocolate and a box of tissues. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Now a play fake here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Hogan now. Caught by Nelson left side. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Jordy Nelson. We pick it up second quarter here as the offense gets ready for the drive. On first down, Hogan. It's brought in right side by Ginn. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Throwing on first down, Hogan. And Nelson's got it here right side. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. That connection with Jordy Nelson coming on the drag route.
Hard to believe that he was a walk-on.
Yeah, Kansas State.
It's so hard to believe that people missed entirely on him. But how about his ability to work and run any route you need? And that completion is evidence that it doesn't matter what you call, he's going to find a way to get open.
Walk-on at Kansas State. Now the locker rooms are named after him there.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3.
And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. D. Ford in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with the catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can bring.
And he's taken down. A cheap sack. Allen Bailey in there to drop it for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4th and long.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. With a little over 2 minutes to play in the second quarter, the offense gets ready to take over. And coming out now, the Broncos. The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that can put your team in some jeopardy?
Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway. Now the pressure gets to Hogan, and he goes down on a sack. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On 3rd down, Hogan forced out to his left. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. That one goes for 24 yards.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
They go play action here on first down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Anthony Hitchens in there with pressure yet again, and that's the 7th time they've dropped him here this afternoon. To throw on second down, Hogan. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Orlando Scandrick. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Now, following the interception, this offense will get another shot at it as they'll quickly head back onto the field. So the Broncos coming out now. Now Hogan, and following, and he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Chris Jones in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Looking to throw on second down. Hogan in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Throwing on 3rd and long. Hogan. He's going to float this over the middle deep. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And his guys are going to take over. So we are in the second quarter now as the offense gets set to take over. They've got it 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Hogan dancing to his left. And all this is taken in one hand, and what a catch. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout called. The final shot before break. Hogan. And that's incomplete. So we've come upon halftime here. Well, I know we hold off on the halftime update after all. Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10.
Now let's go.
On 1st down, Hogan. And he's got it. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Detroit!
From the gun, Hogan. Now the pressure gets to Hogan, and he goes down on a sack. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Operating from the gun, Hogan, the quick slant caught. And he's brought down. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
We used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jordy Nelson with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. For the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Detroit!
Off the play fake. Hogan. And that is incomplete.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that at just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
Flushed out right. And it is incomplete. Now the offense back out onto the field as they'll take over here in the final minute of this third quarter. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. Throwing to start the drive. Hogan. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Open man, and that's his tight end, Jake Bunt. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion. So they did not bring pressure, and turns out probably a bad idea.
Yeah, he had time to stand in the pocket and deliver a strike. So
we're back now in KC. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. The linebacker, Anthony Hitchens, there on the stop. To throw on 2nd down. Hogan in middle of the field. He's got Nelson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. He has a 1st down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The All-Pro Justin Houston in on the tackle.
No, check, Patrick.
Off play action. Hogan. Over the middle, complete. It's Nelson. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it. So it's not.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are an extra point away from taking. Now following the interception, this offense will get another shot at it as they'll quickly head back onto the field. They'll run it now out of the gun. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Chris Jones on the stop. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Hogan. This is caught by Gibb. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
All right, now look at 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. And they'll go on the ground. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. The Broncos on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Hogan. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. From the gun, Hogan. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. That one a back-breaker as they wind up converting there on 4th.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Now a handoff. It's Freeman, and he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
And Gibbs got it. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's 1st and goal and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. And they take a knee. Second and goal from the 6 this time. One final kneel down here as it comes inside the 40-second mark, and that should be enough to put this one on ice. And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here, when they're taking a knee, is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win. Needed one desperately.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. Fourth quarter action, beginning of the drive. Time to see how this defense does here.
Here we go now. Blue 45. Blue 45.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Denver, it's a nice win to finish off what's been an ugly first half as they move to 2-6. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Kansas City, so long, everybody.